Things have gone too far for Sussex. Catherine has torn Meghan and Harry to pieces. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the King YouTube channel. At least in the mind of the lovely Catherine, Princess of Wales, royal ne'er-do-wells Harry and Meghan have officially reached the point of no return. See, Catherine used to be the peacemaker in the family, and now, according to multiple palace observers, she wants nothing to do with them. Reportedly, the breaking point came when Prince Harry made snide remarks about Catherine in his awful memoir Spare, according to royal expert Katie Nicholl. She explains, when you think of the personal revelations, and I think you can call them snide remarks made about Kate, Harry broke the one rule, and that is staying silent on family matters. I don't think Kate does angry. I think it is more a case of feeling very disappointed, very let down, and feeling hurt knowing that she had no right of reply. And another expert concurs, noting that Prince William's wife has really hardened her stance when it comes to bringing Meghan and Harry back into the family fold. When you come from a happy, united family as Catherine does, it's incredibly hard to understand how people can become estranged, according to one former BBC royal correspondent, Jenny Bond. I think she believed the rift could be fixed, and after Prince Philip's funeral, we saw her talking to Harry, and obviously encouraging William to do the same. But we know now that it didn't work. There comes a point when you just have to accept that happy families are not a game that everyone can play. And now, the expert goes on to say, William and Catherine have closed their minds to any reconciliation and decided to get on with their lives. Another expert, Angela Kelly, has also weighed in. She's warning the royal family that their plan could backfire. She wrote, over and over these past years, I have heard that meme. Markle was a breath of fresh air. The next most popular meme weaving throughout this debacle is the late Queen royal family has been playing the long game. So shrewd of them. Memes, she says. First, I find the British witty and bright hardworking. I believe they have no need for fresh air any more than those of us worldwide who are basically growing and meeting the challenges we face as citizens of Western civilization and its demanding and high-minded moral values. There is so much fresh air blowing throughout the world. It seems we have been swept up in a never-ending, steady flow of highly active tornadoes. Do we need more to help us with our breathing? She goes on to say, as for the royal family supposedly playing the long game, I am skeptical. I think the royal family, used to deference, had no idea or experience about how to play the game of Sussex. So in response, it publicly ignored the antics of the Sussexes. That tactic, according to Angela Kelly, was a mistake. Full of anger and with no reservations about lying, the Sussexes threw down the gauntlet. The unjustified war the Sussexes waged was ruthless and effective, the extent to which the royal family was stunned, shell-shocked. The Sussexes gained ground. They tarnished the luster of the long-standing, well-respected House of Windsor, its worth and dignity at a time in our political evolution when the value of European royalty in general is not that readily obvious or easily justified. Worse, the Sussexes engaged in a campaign of character assassination, the likes of which royals throughout the continent have not endured in the past century. Their revenge campaign was extraordinarily nasty. No conventional rules of warfare were observed. It was and is a take-no-prisoners onslaught. And she's right. Meghan and Harry were especially evil in the way they went after William, Catherine, Charles, Camilla, and the late Queen and Prince Philip too. I simply cannot imagine how much pain these attacks caused them. I mean, they're the victims here, not Meghan and Harry. And then Angela Kelly says how much more the British royals would have been respected and supported if they acted as moral leaders, not as passive yet entitled royals. Angela Kelly asks, where was the moral leadership during this crisis? She says that the royal family should have dealt with the lies at that time. They should have defended the truth, they should have stood up for what was right, and they should have allowed the citizens of the UK and the Commonwealth to judge, instead of leaving everybody in this difficult position, not knowing what to believe. Angela Kelly makes a good point. The people of Britain and the Commonwealth deserve the truth from their king. Many people are loyal to the monarchy. That is the truth of the matter. And all of these people, whether they are royalists or whether they're Republicans, they are still British subjects. So she says the moral road is the high road, and I completely agree. She says that playing the long game is not. And after we've seen what's happened, I'm inclined to agree with her here too. Now, maybe the royal family knows exactly what they're doing. Maybe they're going to surprise us in the end. But I think Angela Kelly is making some very good points here. Angela Kelly says that the royal family relied on deference, and she believes that was a bit of a mistake because, as she said, the game left their people in limbo. As Angela Kelly points out, Meghan and Harry will not defer to anybody. And according to her, because Meghan and Harry refused to defer, the royal family ended up defenseless, and that did give Meghan and Harry the upper hand. She says the royal family was trying to preserve their interests, and so they ended up retreating into inaction. She also mentions what happened with Lady Susan Hussey. That was really wrong what they did to her. I mean, they should have stood up for her. They should have said, no, we know this woman very well. There is no way she said those racist things. But instead, she had to leave her position. That wasn't right. And then Angela Kelly wrote, the important thing being, as long as the royal family was not tagged as racist. Collateral damage of the innocents is acceptable as long as British royals remain untainted, right? The long game or self-preservation. I understand some of this criticism aimed at the royal family might be hard to hear, but at the same time, we do have to look at this situation with eyes wide open. Did the royal family really do their best? Or is it like Angela Kelly is saying, this was an act of self-preservation? I really do agree with Angela Kelly, though, that the royal family should hold themselves to higher moral standard. They are supposed to be bright shining stars of goodness in a world filled with darkness. They're supposed to be models for everybody, for all the British subjects. And in this case, they really fell down on the job. Now, why did they do that? I mean, again, we don't really know what goes on behind closed doors. But I agree with Angela Kelly that the truth is paramount, and as she says, nothing tastes sweeter than the truth, and I agree with her on that. I agree with Angela Kelly, the deception has got to stop. And you, do you agree with this opinion? Well, please let me know what you think and we can talk about your opinions together. Please join me in discussing your interesting comments that you left in yesterday's video titled, William and Catherine Must Be Careful, Nightmare Meghan and Harry Scenario Comes True. Okay, first up, we got a comment from Aquarius. Hello, Aquarius, good to see you again. Aquarius says, why any charity would want to use Harry and Meghan to speak publicly for them, I will never know. Cruelty, drinking, and drugs is not acceptable. Boggles my mind, actually, that they use them. I think most of us agree 100% with you. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, Harry and Meghan are toxic. Why would anybody want to associate with them? And then Aquarius leaves another comment. I believe William and Catherine, along with their children, should always be vigilant regarding the Harkles. I think they could be dangerous, actually. Again, I agree with you completely. After some of the things they've said, I wouldn't trust them one bit. And then Sue, how can they speak about mental health when they need it the most? Very true. What are they going to say? I mean, they can teach people how to be very, very mentally unhealthy, but how to be healthy emotionally and mentally, they know nothing about that. All right, everybody, that is all the fun for now. I gotta say goodbye, and I'm gonna see you again in the next videos. Once again, though, I have to say thank you so much for tuning in and for discussing all of this with us. Please don't forget to subscribe to our The King YouTube channel to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a lovely evening, and we'll be back to see you tomorrow. Bye. I love you all.